chỉ có là thế thì chỉ mua kề tao xả như họ tôi chỉ là để cho phát tệ thế là để lúc lư không có giá trị nhưng có giá trị à?
Wait, hold on. A guest speaker who has sound with the use of his hands and his imagination. Who would that be? Would that make him an artist?
Yes, an artist. No, but you need me. Mù sát có anh em thế hả? Có này cho artwork. Này cho có đúng không? Này nhớ tôi xếp tư. Khăn đơn đời Patrick Henry High School. Tôi bị mua đi. Nhớ tôi xếp tư đi mua đi cổ ý lúc xong là.
I see. It makes sense to me. The question is, does it make sense to you guys out there? You know, adding to what Bliss said, you know, he believed that the more he continues on his artistic talents, the more he learns about his roots and strives to preserve the Hmong culture and hopes to inspire youth to do the same.
Thì tất cả các chị khi tôi được hãy nước mong thế chỉ có lên là chuyện khi có bé cho tôi thay lo tại nó bỏ hai tia bé có hãy nước mong chỉ chính sắp lời thế có bé khởi bé tay cuối cho tôi thay họ cho tình sinh lì lo sợ sạch thế lo tình sinh
chào, cô lúc đây hư Seexeng, không lì. Cô nhớ cô nó cô khi tao chỉ nên bỏ cô chỉ hay ở trong. Sai tao để chỉ cho mua. Để mong như mình chỉ mua này thôi. Ok thì có tin lu biết cô nó của Day-Crossroads in time. Thì cú yêu bí hay ít lo lụa cho HMSA kia cho nên chỉ cho cái tin này nhau nó đầu tiên đi tua theo ở chỗ là trường tại tàu tua là trường hay gặp tua hảo lo đi chỗ là theo giờ đi hay cú share cho số nói thì cú hay chỉ nhau là nên phát xài cả cái style là cú yêu cú thêm nói thiết style bên nhau a setting where education is important. Kusaka Kujo, college student, it's hard to forget that there's always homework. Các homework, need your homework is to tie the loop behind a journey in anything. Okay. Okay, here we go. Once again, thank you, Hmong Minnesota Students Association for having invited me to be a part of this celebration. I am most grateful and very hopeful because I now see that your generation is taking an active role in trying to not just preserve but celebrate our, the Hmong, cultural heritage and tradition. I wonder if I have any business speaking at this sort of event. I have no technical terminology and no formal academic knowledge of this subject. I am an art teacher and a struggling local artist. This is not boasting, nor it is an apology. It is simply a vehicle used to remind myself of what my reality has been and what I am, a proud, a grateful person of the Hmong descent. At this time, it might be useful for us, the Hmong people in this room, to ask ourselves a few questions. Are we, the Hmong, really in a crossroad in America? Or is this a long-standing process of change? What is that got some of us worried that we are assimilating way too fast, and because of it has made us feel as if we're losing our culture, cultural identity and language? What are some of these core elements of our makeup? What items and or traditions we can say that is pure Hmong? Is there such a thing as purely Hmong? Where can we look for these traditional Hmong items and or practices? What is it about the Hmong we want to keep and or preserve? What are we afraid of losing, and is it worth preserving? Can any culture survive unchanged, or must we change to survive and thrive? It is only fair to say yes, there is some truth to this notion that we are fast losing our culture and culture, tradition, heritage, because our kids nowadays can no longer speak in our native tongue, nor speak it correctly. In addition, we no longer dress in our traditional clothing, practice fewer of our traditional rituals, and continue to hold on to some of the things that we once considered to be priceless and vital in our daily lives. Thus, one can conclude that yes, in many ways, we have forgotten that we are Hmong. Especially in a case such as this. I'm sure some of you have seen people screaming with all their might, Hmong Pride, Hmong Pride, Hmong Pride. But when asked, what are these things, this pride you speak of? Please share with me what they are and how do they cause you to have such pride? I, for one, would like to know. No, guys, cross that out. I need to know. In most cases, the typical answer is, I don't know. I'm not sure really. Is it obvious that these individuals are still conscious about who they are, and maybe knowing that they are Hmong would be enough for them to scream Hmong Pride? Or is it the shout Hmong Pride, often made without thoughts? Hmong Pride, in what? In what setting? Are we proud of everything Hmong? Are there things about Hmong which invoke secret shames and embarrassment? Are there Hmong things we wish to shed? Can we really talk about this? You probably now wonder, I'm sorry. There you go, Hmong Pride. You now probably wonder, where are you going with this? All I'm saying is, why not celebrate the fact that you know your mom? I mean, isn't it being the most resilient people to ever set foot on this earth enough to scream Hmong Pride? Even in the shallowest of sense, someone ought to be able to scream from the top of their lung Hmong Pride without the slightest of hesitation, even if one knows that he or she might be questioned or worse, taunt. Even if that someone has the slightest idea to what he or she is screaming out, to me, knowing that you are Hmong is one of life's greatest knowledge, and therefore it is totally enough for you to exhibit one's pride. I'm sure it would be nice to have correct terminology, sufficient evidence to pinpoint and base our pride on, but know that it is not necessary. However, to claim pride when pride is mindless, without thought or challenge, is it wise? Is it correct? Does it help Hmong in America? However, if you want to have something worth of pride, Hmong pride, here they are. The Hmong, despite having to adjust, readjust, only to do more readjusting over and over again in our 5,000 plus years of history, where many groups and civilizations may have perished, where it would seem so much simpler to simply give up. You and I